SS officer. The joke,
there's a reference to it.
yeah, the joke always being with Ed and Ted's police uniforms in this and the Holler and in this film is that Ed's is way too big for him, Ted's too small, and if the train to swap Jack fit, but of course
you never did it, bro. Where it was two people impersonating police officer and uniform. We only had one uniform between us, so one was wearing half of it, and the other was wearing the other half.
The other half basically consisted of just the hat.
Yeah, then he says halfway through his like face, like, give me that script. He was lately reading through it. I'll revive that at some point. That was a good scene.
This is a bizarre reference of Chit Chit Bang Bang, a film that
you were really annoyed.
I quite enjoyed, but a lot of people seem to critically pan.
Well,
I suppose he's a bit like Laurel and Hardy themselves.
Lennon Moulton was it? Said it was 1.5 stars. It was a worse film than Trail of the Pink Panther.
You might recognise this set as the same as in The Delivery Man.
Yeah. And Missing the Hollow, of course, though we don't have Jack coming up there going, "Alright, can I help you, officer? My butteries."
Bug moving across the screen there. Seeing September now, which can be told by the fact my hair is twice previous year.
I've got a farmer's tan on my neck, I think.
No, that's just your bull neck.
Look at that bull neck. Yeah, a bit oddly, not being rude, but we normally like slapstick things. So this is a bit odd because it's actually like a scene with full dialogue in it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not
I don't think there is any jokes at all in it. Oh, there's a Ted's birthday, Ed's get well soon.
Exposition, pulling it out ASAP. It's a good film, this one, I think, because you were a bit disappointed with Fool's Hall of Fame, weren't you? Which
yeah, I always enjoy this film. We haven't actually seen it that often recently, or at many of the Ed and Ted films, which we'll have to do so.
You were really disappointed with Fool's Hall of Fame. It's probably a bit harsh on was.
Well, if we do a commentary of that, I'll go into further detail on that, but I'll just say I was actually got quite depressed about it.
Yeah.
This is probably a good example of probably one of our best scenes we've ever done, I would guess.
It's I'd bought the Morecambe and Wise. They're good slapsticks. We obviously did on our own. Did we? Because somebody
we're on our own. That's to represent Jack, I think.
What was
quite odd in James actually doing slapstick quite well. You would say yourself you're not a great fan of the.
Well, I find slapstick funny, but I don't really have the body to do it as such.
That was something me and the Ted Manic, who it was based on, William Main, who was a good friend of mine, and he's actually credited as a co-creator of that. We actually created that
credited on this
gag routine there, which I've always put into a staple of Ed and Ted, but there's Ted's roughness put into the thing. We got Roger in the background, actually. Yeah. We always...
all the pink-ass soundies.
Not that Roger. And we also... as I was saying, the Ed and Ted routine, which appears a bit later again, is Ed's falling over, Ted trying to help him, but falling over himself.
The rare one, this actually has the creator credit on it.
We'll also say, a bit like Morecambe Wise and Roy Castle, our chairs keep changing heights during this, the cutaways.
That it was weird.
Yeah. See, but I'm higher now, which suggests that we have some sort of a forklift truck mechanism.
Yeah. In the case of, obviously this was sort of inspired from an early Morecambe Wise thing, but I think this is quite a good way of interpreting it.
Laurel and Hardy polka in the background now.
Yeah, you had a couple of... We got one of them for your birthday, and then you got one later, did you? And I think some of them... Yeah, that was it. And instead we got mixed into...
Here we are again, you see. But usually involving hat swapping and such. Why Fred Audio's washing in his garden is never explained.
Probably because we filmed that. No, we got a lot of scripts that if we ever got like ever got commissioned to do a film, we'd probably base it on, I guess. Might just say that if they make stuff like Juice Bigelow, European Gigolo, I can't really see them not making our stuff, can you, Adam?
Well,
we didn't see it, but there was in that Big Mama's House 3, and we were thinking the person who commissioned that must have been smoking something good that day.
is Jack and Stewart doing their master and servant act again?
Yeah. I'd cop the flack a bit for Stewart in the last one because it wasn't his fault. I told him to play it like a heavy, even though I don't know why I was directing him in all honesty. But he's a lot better when he's just playing as himself, is he, Dixon?
Well, that's how I write them. As I said, when you write the Ed and Ted, you have to play to the strengths of the actors. I find. Like, I know Dad, because of time constraints, isn't really ever really going to be the greatest.
Going to be in a lot of it.
Can't be in a lot of it. He's never going to be Laurence Olivier, let's just say that. But if I write him to play like some sort of like burly, bunking type, he's usually.
There's that odd thing in Prize Fight.
This is the scene taken from the Mocker Wise. Handily, the poisoned cup is made of glass, while the other two are made of metal.
Get increasingly daft, these. Get increasingly dafter and dafter these toes, makes it more funnier.
James tripped up over Rare Mulgatwain, calling it Rare
Can't do it, flow my arm.
You can watch the outtakes, we'll make sure you watch it, it is very funny.
Yeah.
Here's my over-the-top death.
Looking oddly enough like a bit like David Walliams, I thought, though, with his face.
Not the greatest actor either.
25 panel people.
Stewart wasn't exactly a great look off Fred Howdy or Jesus, but he can't do everything.
No. That was it, me tripping up. This is actually quite good, this bit, because Ted does
it might surprise you, I was, instead of doing what you're thinking there, not actually being there, I was still lying there at the time, just to keep up continuity in case I was caught on the shot.
Yeah. That was a good joke there, because he slams the glasses on the table and said Ted thinks he's automatically moved him and then puts the poison cup back to him.
This is always a good one as well. He's overacting.
All's well that ends well.
We're all happy now, and then just watch Stuart's reaction in the minute where the table gets thrown clean in the air.
We nearly got a cup in his face. You know, in retrospect, I'm glad that Stuart tipped the table up at the church orbit because that scene more or less is better to do it in.
James, because that jacket was too tight on his arms, having to rest him by having his jacket
cutting circulation off.
Nice bit of heartaches there, the unofficial Ed and Ted, another unofficial Ed and Ted theme tune there.
Obviously the crop ones. That's why when they did the commentary for Knuckleheads, I pointed out is basically scored with these sort of songs, and oddly enough missed again at the end, sticking out like a proverbial sort of fun, and then of course it was banned from YouTube, which I thought was funny.
I wouldn't argue, like, the James often says this, and I would say he's wrong in this, that I only like big band music, and I detest his, like, you know, Michael Jackson, Phil Collins, like, 80s music, as they would call it. What I would like to clarify is that I mainly fell in love with this sort of music basically because you could put it in the background of a film. And but this is Fred Howdy and Ted betting with Ted, and this is obviously again showing why Ted has to win it basically because he has no money whatsoever, and that's the whole point of it. Have you ever doubted me, Ted? Ted asks Ed, and Ed says, nods head and can't really answer the question. Anyway, as I was saying, it's
Captain
I don't despise 80s music at all. What I would say is that it's like any music from any era. I don't mind it as long as it has a tune, has either somebody playing an instrument or somebody singing with some talent. That's all.
Not keyboard.
Right. Phil Collins, I understand, had some musical talent, and that's fine by me. Michael Jackson has to be counted as one of the greatest musicians of his generation.
Of course.
But I would, if you ask me, I don't know, Yazoo, or ask me to enjoy Pet Shop Boys, Well, saying that, I understand that they have a certain appeal, and that is fine. If you ask me to enjoy Willow Smith with my hair back, I will have to that is shit, and I will never listen to that. And that's the problem. Radio 1 is full of rubbish like that.